So Lurch,
Yeah.
recently you got to use one of the specialty tools that I bought.
Which one?
When we were installing the boom audio. I know you're looking around for notes. Nothing, dude. I don't always follow because that would just be boring.
Hold on. You don't always follow the show notes. You shit your pants when I go off the show notes. When I start answering something or moving around, it drives you crazy.
Because you put it in the wrong places.
Sometimes I just, when I'm talking, I'll go around and talk out of turn.
Hey, that's what his girlfriends always said. He puts it in the wrong places.
Oh, my Lord.
Do we need to have marriage counseling for you too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We spent enough time together.
It's much deserved.
It's been a long time since
his rant is much deserved, but I'm not. I accept it not. Anyways, you were installing the boom audio,
yes,
by Rockford, or not the boom audio, but the audio by Hardy Audio by Rockford Fosgate,
Harley-Davidson audio by Rockford Fosgate.
We took our specialty tool that you'll definitely want to have in your toolbox. We're going to explain because we didn't. It's for extracting. It's for extracting bolts, but we used it to actually use it because we couldn't get in with any other tool.
I thought you were going to come up with some other tool. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And so Lurch used it to actually install. That's right. It's the VAM pliers, just like it sounds. Vampires. You know what these are, Oscar?
No.
They're VAM pliers.
I'm going to go grab them so that when you two are talking,
bring it right up here.
Oh, you can just do it.
We don't need to go physically. We have
Google.
We have computers now.
To actually touch.
So
what are you talking about?
If you go to lawabidingbiker.com/VAM pliers. No additional cost to you. We do get a small commission if you click through and make a purchase. I highly suggest getting these in your toolbox. I found them at a local store, and we never thought it's mostly for extracting, stripped bolts, stripped heads, all different kinds. It doesn't matter. They're in the shape of a plier, and there's multiple different sizes. What did we decide the best ones that we got are the 6, 8 inch? Which ones did we do?
6.5.
6.5.
I think.
Anyways, just go over. Well, let me just go to our link.
There you go.
And see what we link to. So lawabidingbiker.com/VAM pliers. But literally, it just takes them to all the different models. So
that's the one you got, the 6 1/4.
6 1/4.
Yeah.
But extracting all these heads, and they can really save a lot of time. And there's this one bolt we couldn't get any other. It was a Phillips, and we couldn't get any other tool on it. But we actually put it in instead of extract. We used it to. You grab the head, and they're really grippy. But like I said, I just found these one day at a store, and we loved them so much I bought a pair, and we've now used them multiple times. And they are worth their weight in gold and time savings. Oscar, I would strongly suggest it's not a gimmick, man. They are the real deal. But
I'll get a set.
And they're wire cutters too, if you care about that. VAM pliers, lawabidingbiker.com/VAM pliers. And I cannot see that head on that.
Yeah,
they bite like crazy,
they
man.
got grooves going both directions in there, so you can grip on. What it was is we were putting the latch from my old saddlebag onto the speaker lid saddlebag, the speaker ready one, and the way it's designed, it was you couldn't get any tool in there to tighten down the screw that goes into the latch, the handle.
Yep.
And so it not only works to loosen bolts, but it actually works to tighten them in certain situations too.
Sweet.
Don't forget, if you head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon influencer, that's /Amazon influencer. That's our actual Amazon store that we're building out. It's a affiliate store, so to speak. They're not our products, but we've got a bunch of different stuff going on in there. Riding pants, helmets,
health and wellness. See?
Look at Neil Med in there. Nice. Health and wellness. What the hell was it? Oh, that's your
neti pot.
The neti pot.
Get the snot out of your nose.
Yep.
I used it this morning.
Nicely done, Lurch. You put that in there. It's slow, but we are building it out. And of course, anything that you go over there, you want to see stuff we like, both motorcycle tools and personal stuff, even some dog motorcycle gear there that I use for my dog. Of course, dude wipes. They are in there. lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-butt. If you want to get hooked up with dude wipes. So there you go.
Are you on the dude wipes yet, Oscar?
Yeah. Are you on the dude wipes?
No,
yet?
I need to get some.
How are you not on the dude wipes, dude?
I'd have to give you some to take with you, get you hooked. It's kind of like
just give him one.
Just give him a little free sample.
Just like one.
No, I need more than one. One doesn't count. You need like 5.
No, I'm just saying once you use one, it's like meth, dude.
Yeah, it's like giving out free
meth
sample
for
of
your
drugs.
ass.
And then what will I do after that? Such a high standard.
It's like putting meth in your ass.
I'll go faster.
We don't promote meth use, by the way, but we do promote dude wipe use. And I can't believe you're not on him, bro. And he's pulling out a mint travel one from his computer bag.
I know. I need to get
Lurches.
those.
We've always
for
got
travel.
them.
Yeah, I know. Damn it.
Oscar,
Yeah.
it's
I
like
failed.
a breath mint for your ass.
Okay, I'm there. I want to have minty fresh ass.
It will put a skip in your step, and your wife will no longer complain when you break wind because she'll go, honey, do you smell that? It smells like a breath mint. Is that a mint candle? No. You say, no, that's my ass. It's my ass, honey. But I'm using the dude wipes. Mhm. All right. Yeah. Highly suggest those.
All right.
Shop, pay installments. That's right, guys. Right in our store, you now have the option. Buy products right now, knowing you can pay in 4 equal payments, interest free. Oscar, you're sitting there. You're going on a trip. You got no coin because you bought too many dirt bikes. You're out of money. You're broke.
Oh, yeah.
Dead ass broke.
Broke.
And you're like, I need that in my life. I need a biker gripper from the Law Abiding Biker Store.
I do need
Bam.
one. Yeah.
You pull your pockets out. Still nothing. Lint.
Shit.
And a dude
Damn it.
wipe.
Yep.
that Matt gave you. And you're like, I can't afford it right now.
I got nothing.
Yeah, well, you know what? You can still hit that buy button. You know why?
Why?
Because you have the option to pay in 4 equal payments, interest free.
Oh.
And you can have that product lickety split on your doorstep. Bam, you're on your trip, happy as a clam.
And interest free, it's probably a
Our
better.
clam's happy. Because
Well, apparently.
I feel like people say happy as a clam like I just did, and I've never analyzed that.
Because when
a clam could be happy.
when you pick up a clam, it looks like it's smiling.
It's true. That's probably what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like
Okay.
a permanent clam smile.
Fair enough. That's solved.
We're talking about ocean clams.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I was just checking.
not a clam sandwich. I'll tell you that.
I got mail. Yay!
Lurchy.
I got
Yeah.
We got some mail. He's pulling out something from the mailbag right now. You want to handle this?
Sure. This one's from Todd Morrell of Auburn, Washington.
Patron member, by the way.
Patron member. The subject of his email is Africa Twin. So I figured this would be a good one to say for having Oscar on the mic. Hey guys, I'm a longtime supporter of Lab Media and have undoubtedly been the beneficiary of your hard work and sound advice. It seems that my crew of riders always mirrors the group rides you do, offset by a year or so, and we have traveled many of the same places. I've gone silent on social media, so I'm looking for other avenues to stay connected to Lab community. Most of this comes via your podcast and occasional email. It's like being a stalker, but without the associated felony implications.
I have a suggestion for Todd. If you're really thinking in this day and age you're going to be off social media, you could try a feather and a little thing of ink, and you can write calligraphy letters to us.
Letters, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a calligraphy
It's got to be
letter.
in calligraphy, though.
I don't think we ever got a calligraphy letter.
I've never gotten a calligraphy
we
letter.
get the occasional letter, though.
We do. Occasionally we do in the P.O. box, like a
Yep.
handwritten letter
with
with
a picture.
cash.
Oh, yes, we got a cash
We've
donation.
gotten cash donations multiple times
Yeah.
I'm just always like, that's bad. I didn't know
Old
you
school
could do
bikers.
that. I thought that shit was illegal these days. But
Oh, no,
apparently it's legal. You can still send cash in USPS. I don't know that it's safe.
I don't know if it's safe or encouraged, but
I
you can
wondered
do
how
it.
many donations we've lost now. They just never arrived.
You never know.
Because the USPS guys looking up in the light. I'm teasing. We know USPS guys, but yeah, looking up in the light there. I'm sure there's some shady ones like all industries. But back to your email.
Todd continues saying, as part of those new adventures, I decided to make a concerted effort to join you on the 2021 page. No, that was a mistypo. Was it that? Is this that old of an email?
Well,
anyways,
is it really? Because he met us at the West Coast. Dude.
Yeah, I just think it's a typo. Anyways, he plans on meeting us on the Patreon meetup, and he upgraded to mid-tier subscriber.
This year in Reno? Or you don't know how old this is?
I'm not sure.
All right.
It was,
We should probably date these from now on. I never thought about that. I never thought about that, bro. We should let's do that. Let's put a date by
I think
him.
we're going to have to.
He's probably like, I already met you. That's gone. And we met you in near South Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
In Placerville, he met us.
Yes, that's true. So going back to meeting us on Patreon. So he upgraded and he says, truthfully, I probably owe you that, as I consider you a trusted source for motorcycle related matters. Thank you for your efforts, including bikers of all types in your community. As an aside, and this is why more than anything I put it in this one, I will be doing the Washington BDR this summer on my Africa Twin.
What is the BDR?
The Backroad Discovery Route. Thank you for asking.
It's not Backroad Discovery. That'd be BRD.
Backcountry discovery route.
Backcountry Discovery Route.
There you go. Thank you. Just FYI.
We're not technical here
I'm just
at
getting
all.
I'm just getting into this adventure bike stuff, so I don't quite have it memorized. I wanted to offer you a contribution to your content by offering an after-action report, either in person, by email, or by voicemail. So maybe I'll have to reach out to him, see if he wants to do an episode.
That would be great. I think this is old.
Yeah.
But I think he asked for that some time ago.
I'd also be willing to loan that Africa Twin out to your outfit should you ever want to check it out.
Yeah,
do a review
duh.
on it or simply take it for a spin. No expectations or butt hurt if you don't take me up on either. Just know it's an option, and I'm happy to help the community in any way I can. Thank you for your years of entertainment, sound advice, and differing perspectives. Todd.
Thanks, Todd, for being a longtime member and longtime involvement with law-abiding biker media back to our old first days.
And he says, Todd, the dude on the BMW at the last meetup.
Yep. Yep. I think that is a bit older, but nonetheless,
I'll be
So
reaching
are
out
we.
to him.
It's fine.
lawabidingbiker.com/contact is how he did that. Sounds like he might be doing it with a feather and ink if he takes me up on my suggestion soon. But we appreciate the emails, guys. And of course, we love voicemails. We love emails. We love voicemails even that much more. We can hear your lovely voice, and we got the platform. We would like to put your voice out on the platform, and it's fun hearing from you. Even if you just have a funny joke or funny comment or anything, hit us up, lawabidingbiker.com/contact. You can leave a voicemail right over there from anywhere in the world, right from the built-in microphone in your iPhone or your computer. And we get to hear your lovely voices. Thank you, Todd, for dropping us an email there. You want to ride longer, Oscar? Are you tired of a sore and achy ass? Well, there's a couple things you can do.
What can I do?
Not to have an achy ass.
No achy ass.
I would stop drinking and going to parties and waking up with multiple people in the bed. With
really?
stinky fingers.
Why?
That would help.
That's your advice to the sober guy?
Come on, you're not supposed to tell people that, dude.
Weird.
Takes the punch out of it. Takes the punch out of it. All right. Anyways, if you ever get a sore and achy ass just from motorcycle riding, let's just put it that
As
way.
if there was confusion. Yeah.
Right. Then you can fix it with a high quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. We will be rocking them, of course, on our trip this year. I've used it the last 2 years. Sell the heck out of them in the store. Headed over to Death Valley. Headed down to Death Valley this year. And of course, I was thinking patron meetup will be north up near Reno. And don't forget lawabidingbiker.com/2023 meetup for all the details on that. And Lurch, when he edits, will be rolling a commercial in here for you for the patron meetup for more details. So stay tuned for that. Oh yeah. Once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. I was trying to beat you. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solutions. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and get hooked up now. Okay, bikeaholics, here's the deal. Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike.
I like gold.
Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Nope.
To that listener that just went, I like gold along with me. Right on. I know you did it. I know you did it.
I like the gold. Shall we do this thing?
Yeah.
It's enough jacking around,
Enough tomfoolery.
Oscar. Tomfoolery for sure, bro.
Shenanigans.
That makes me happy as a clam.
Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
Damn it, the 99th percentile.
Yes.
Large.
And in charge?
I am large.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely not in charge. That's right. We are in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by being here, by listening. You're part of what we call the hashtag Oscar.
biker revolution.
There you go. Now, Oscar has just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up. Let us take you on a wild ass ride.
Attaboy.
Nice. Another wild ass ride.
I practiced.
Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. And of course, your
high-tech redneck.
He's in the house. Oscar, it's been a while, bro.
It has. Just happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it, of course. The man, the myth, the legend, I guess.
You guess.
Look at, I just
ring.
totally jacked him.
Right midstream.
But I appreciate it. He went with it. All right.
I do love having Oscar on the podcast because he's very knowledgeable when it comes to motor stuff, motors and oils and gears. And all
I'm not
that
going to lie
kind of
to you. Oscar's been on a dirt bike rampage.
Listen,
I mean, literal obsession. Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Looking at them all,
Straight up.
learning about
There's
them all.
nothing wrong with that. I have mine. Trust me.
it is true.
He has been on I cannot keep up with him. So,
I can't either.
main topic today, guys, we're going to break it down. We got Lurch in the studio, Oscar, and we all love adventure, right? We love street riding. We'll always love street riding, and we're still doing that. But, every once in a while, we like to just break down and talk about all the cool adventure, what's happening in the adventure bike world, because we are partakers in that sport. And Lurch's first year last year got cooked up. We've done episodes on that, the KLR650. We had a great summer, did a lot of rides, and there was a lot happening in the adventure world.
In fact, the new free video for this podcast is Lurch gets his first adventure motorcycle, 2022 KLR 650, and a link to that video will be in the show notes.
Nice. Nicely done. Way to work that right in there, Lurch. Man, you're getting better by the day. Now, we love our sponsors up front, but these folks are also sponsors, and a direct reason this podcast is coming to you strong, going on 10 years now. We want to thank the following, some of our newest patron members.
Keith Higdon of Florissant, Missouri. Jeff Frischoff of Redwood City, California. Rich Wollenweider of Mamaroneck, New York.
Carl Pate of Mena, Arkansas. Gerald Boyer of Merced, California. He's down there near old Matt Haywood.
Merced.
And then John Ballinger of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada.
lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. That's right. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits such as t-shirts and stickers. You get access to the private Facebook group, which is a troll-free zone. It really is nothing but bikers helping and meeting other bikers. Store coupon codes, podcasts early, access to live video broadcasts and chat, and premium videos upon request for you top tier. And of course, access to those ride meetup and events that we do every year, like we're doing this year. Going to be near Reno, Nevada. We'll take you on a short ride, and we're also dialing in as we speak. Lurch, we're still dialing in the actual place and the cater or what kind of food we are going to serve. And let me just tell you, patron members, since we started, patron members, they really, you guys know, mean so much to law-abiding biker media. And I just want to say that you're more important now than you've ever been. With the economy and inflation and supply chain issues with the law-abiding biker store and everything else that's going on, and everybody's groceries are twice as expensive, and gas, we know that that's affecting everyone's budget. So it means even more to us now, because I know money is tight, yet we still get people signing up and willing to support us in our mission to help educate and entertain as many bikers as we can worldwide. So really, from the bottom of my heart, you're carrying us through. We're riding this wave of this terrible, terrible economy, and it's definitely hurting us, and I know it's hurting a lot of you. So thank you for continuing being patron members, and for all of you new signups. Very much appreciated.
That is my favorite part of the summer rides. I love the patron meetup, and I love getting to ride with people, and the before and after stand around BSing.
Yep, I agree. And Oscar is not coming on our trip with us this year. We're down to 6. It's going to be just 6 of us. Popeye and Cowboy, Lurch and I, and Squid and Mouse. That's the 6 of us. So that's who will be going this year. That's official.
Kind of goes up and down from year to year because the majority of you poor suckers are still working.
Yeah,
There's
that's
just
true.
a couple of us retired. So
Damn
kind of, back in the day, I missed a few here and there too, just because of vacation picks and,
Yep.
depending on when we schedule it, kind of it can conflict. So, but you'll still get the 6 coolest guys there anyways.
Yep.
I mean, 6
Oh,
at
yeah.
the kind of the middle of the cooler spectrum, but more
Right.
towards the top than the bottom.
Oscar will be missed. I know a
Yes,
lot
he
of
will.
people want to meet Oscar, but I'm sorry, Oscar won't be there this year. He's dogging y'all. So I
Next
would
year.
hit him up, send him an email, and let him know how much you hate his ass for not showing up. That's Justin at lawabidingbiker.com.
Yes, I was about to do that. Yeah.
It is. It's Justin.
He still got
at
it.
lawabidingbiker.com. Yes. All right. So we got a lot going on this year. One thing, Oscar did just a couple weeks ago get a new dirt bike. I want to break that down and we'll find out why he got the one he got. And I'm jealous as hell, Oscar. I'll just tell you that right now.
Join me. You can do it.
I know.
Soon.
And I may. I just have been busy, and I was like, I don't need to do it in the winter right now. You know what I
That
mean?
was a dumb choice. Yeah, it was a dumb choice.
I figured I had a little bit of time with current things going on in the company, very busy.
Yes.
We're going to do a podcast on that. We have some exciting news, but we're not going to mention it here.
Okay.
We're going to do a
Stay
whole
tuned.
podcast episode for that, maybe Monday, right, or something.
Maybe. Yeah. We'll talk about
It's coming
that after this. Yeah.
It's big, and we made it happen even during tough times. But we're very excited. But we are going. I'll just mention so Lurch, Oscar, Big Daddy, and I signed up for this event, and I know very little about it other than I signed up, but I haven't researched a lot. Rick, I think, researches it 24/7.
Yes,
I wished he was here for this part. But nonetheless, it's why don't you guys explain it? You probably know Tour Tech event or
Big
BDR
rally.
or something. Can you explain it a little bit? What we're us four are doing? I'm excited because we've never done. We ride a lot together around here, but we've never done a adventure event. So explain a little bit, Oscar.
Tour Tech goes all over putting together these rallies, and basically an organized kind of
Tour Tech is a adventure company, gear company, right?
Out of Seattle.
Out of Seattle, right?
And they're at the closer to the top of the quality for adventure gear you buy. It's not something you just go Chinese stuff on Amazon. Like Tour Tech, it's legit. They do suspensions and all kinds of stuff. So they're hosting a rally here in Plain, and
which is near Leavenworth, Washington,
Yes.
right?
North of.
Yeah, north of.
yeah, and then it's the cool thing is, we've gone on rides and we plan the routes, and you screw it up, but we plan the routes and
whatever.
Dude,
Matt's the one that goes off riding on his own.
I'm
Not
slower
us.
than you guys.
We all stayed together.
He was following the screwed up route.
I know.
On purpose.
There was not a screwed up route. He just didn't. Yeah, oh, that's right.
They left me in the dust, and I followed the GPS.
I just kept following you till I realized this is not the right route.
It
I
was
bet
the right
Lurch is-
route.
It probably would have been the correct route to go, but it
turned out good.
Yeah, it did, but because just a few hundred yards off that turn, the road was gone pretty much.
Yeah.
And I thought, this can't be right. I think I'm the one that's lost. So I rode it quite a ways, and then I turned around, came back, and then that's when I sent a message to you on the Garmin.
Yeah.
Luckily, only took about 20 minutes that time.
Right. Instead of 45.
Yeah.
Oh my, that turned out good.
Yeah.
But Tour Tech plans these rallies, and then they do that for you. So then you don't have to worry about like, okay, we're going to plan this trip on the map and get up there and the road's washed out or whatever. So it's like having a guided tour, which is kind of cool.
So it's like
They're very involved in the back road discovery routes and the mapping of them. And
it's BDR.
Yes. That's what I got it right this time.
No, you said back road discovery. You did it again.
Back road.
I just recorded
Back
it.
country discovery route.
Thank
Back
you.
whatever.
Back when
Lurch
back
wants to change it to
discovery route.
BRD. I agree with you, by the way.
because bird is easy to remember. Bird.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, back road or back country. There's your B.
Yep.
So I'm just saying road instead of country.
Yeah, well, you're effing it up.
Listen.
Back country discovery route. Is that what it is?
BDR.
We are going to be
BDR.
here all day with you too.
Pretty much. So that's the
I
plan.
have to go home at midnight.
That's the plan. But this event is like to dive in a little bit deeper.
It's before we get too deep. It's June 22nd through the 25th of this year. So maybe we'll see you there.
Yep.
Be cool.
And it's June what?
June 22nd through the 25th.
So it's 4 days. Yeah. And
Thursday
so
through Sunday.
we're basically gonna take our bikes because we have KLRs.
Yep.
And we're gonna trailer them. Law Abiding Biker has a enclosed trailer. You have an enclosed trailer, Oscar. Mm-hmm. And so 2 and 2, and we're actually going to trailer our bikes up there just because it's a lot of riding, and I don't want to ride on the road up there
and if
back.
You break something,
right,
like you are stuck,
right?
So,
and we don't want to sleep in tents. We're older, and we have the ability to stay in trailers. So Oscar's taking his
monstrosity,
big old fifth wheel up there. Yep. God bless him, and we'll be living in style.
Yep. We reserved some spots. Reserved a spot for the fifth wheel. And so it's going to be a fun on-site, different than something we've ever done before.
Totally
together. And Oscar was kind enough to go out and obsess about generators.
It worked out well for me.
It worked out really well for me.
Why did how did that? It was an affliction. I don't know why I did that. I need medication.
Oscar and I have had quite a bit of hot generator talk.
It was hot and fruitful.
Yeah.
Very fruitful.
Bought some badass generators so that we can run the AC while we're there. And I made out like a bandit on this deal, dude. It didn't cost me a dime, but I'm so appreciative, all jokes aside.
Oh, it will. I'll need someone to wash my back.
Are you going to have an envelope there and we have to leave money in the thing for his generator money gas, dude, right now?
My wife works for an electrical contractor, and Oscar had me call down there and, see if make sure he wouldn't melt down a generator and how big would he need. And, if it was, can you hook a 30 amp to a 50 amp and all that kind of stuff. And we got him all the answers they needed. And
I may have overthought it a little bit, but.
No, that's smart. Take the time to do it and research it.
That would be me. I'd just be like,
I could just plug
they look big enough. I'd just try it to see what happened first. That's me though. I'm dumb when it comes to that. I actually would call you and Matt. I would call both of you and go, I have no idea what I'm buying here. So
I have a much smaller travel trailer. And so I benefited by purchasing his 2 Honda backpack generators or suitcase generators.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it worked out well for me too.
Nice. Yeah. You got a score.
Got a good deal on a couple of Hondas. Yep.
Now these, you mentioned a little bit, they do the rides each day. They have lots of different rides you can go on. And then they have training. They have instructors there. I'm not doing any of that, but I know Big Daddy signed up for a class.
I got to see which one.
Lurch might.
I might see which one he signed up for.
I may too, depending on my work schedule. If I can get up there, I may do it.
Okay, cool.
So they teach. It's kind of cool because YouTube's fine, but it's cool to have someone on a bike standing there with you on your bike, and they set up obstacles and stuff that you can, and then they teach you like, okay, lean this way, sit here, stand here, whatever.
Yeah.
So it can be very beneficial.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'd take one just because they're a little expensive, but you know what the hell? We don't get a chance to do that very often.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I'll probably be filming a bunch of stuff, so I'm probably not going to just because I'm going to B&B. But if I wasn't doing that, I might partake. But I'll go watch you guys and
so try to get some film me falling over,
so we can talk. Yeah, right. Well, so we can talk about the training. And, I just want that aspect. So yeah, of course it'll be on the YouTube channel at some point. Throw that video together and get it out on the YouTube channel. But we're looking forward to that event.
I am. Yeah,
they're going to be demoing some new bikes too. KTM, Harley, Triumph, Yamaha, and Ducati.
Oh, the Ducati desert sled.
I don't know which ones. You've done much more research than I have.
I may have overthought that too.
I bring that up to say that hopefully there'll be a 975 Pan America.
Oh.
That's our guess this year is they're going to release a 975.
Can Harley go into that kind of environment and survive? Will it melt down or will the metric bikes melt down? I don't know.
Dude, I think the metric bikes will because they knocked them all out of the park in North America with the Pan America. They frickin' stomped on BMW and stomped on everybody else with their first adventure bike in North America. Top selling. Selling. I mean, and first time in the market. That still amazes me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That excuse me, I have still a serious head cold. So
I'm
going to try to not do that on the mic, but
they have stiff
if they come
competition.
in, I know they did before, and they came in and knocked them out of the park.
I don't know.
If they come out with a mid-size,
they need to make a mid-size bike.
That's what I'm saying. That's the 975.
To me, that's still big, but because these other ones we'll probably talk about are in the 600 to 800 range. To me, that's
pounds.
Yeah. No. Oh, or CC.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I was going to say
displacement.
Damn. Okay.
No, that's a little heavy.
Yeah.
800 pounds. Awesome.
Yeah,
that's my Ultra.
Okay. Yeah. Right. I know. That's why I was like, what the hell?
No. The 600 to 800 CC range.
Okay.
That's the part of the market right now that's really blowing up because BMW owned the big adventure bike forever, but they're kind of single-minded. Like you're not like Ricky took his, we were talking about, he took his at the slab, but that's not really what it's for. And sure, there's dudes out there that can jump it, but most of us,
right?
A 1250 GSA is not.
But what if they make a 975 and they can shave weight? You know, or we've never talked about this, but you know, the other option is we only said the 975 because they already have the 975 Rev Max motor that they put in the Nightster.
They could potentially make it smaller.
They could potentially, maybe we don't know, but they were also developing
675 or
675 or 800, you know, or
675 would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
We'll see. But the 975, I think, just made sense because they already had it, you know. So we're like, okay, they're going to slap the 975 in a smaller frame, you know, and lighter and things like that. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I got to believe that they're going after that mid-weight market, you know. But the 975 might be on the heavier end of the mid-weight market, but nonetheless, it might be their foot into it, you know, dipping their feet in the water. But who knows?
They did flat track. They've made dirt bikes, so it's not a far stretch for them to do it.
Right.
To come down into the 600 range and make kind of more of a dirt bike.
I hope they do.
That'd be awesome.
That would be freaking awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'm looking for something, whether it's on the low end or high end, middle weight, Pan America. They have to. That market needs to be tapped by Harley because they already tapped the big boys. You know, if they can get in there right too, they can do it there.
Yep.
So
yeah, I like my KLR, but if they come out with that midweight Pan America, might have to pull the trigger.
I know. The only reason I would, the biggest reason is I'm only 5'8", and you know, I am 50 now, and I still feel like I'm in decent shape. But you know, the big seller to me to get rid of the KLR, obviously the price is right on the KLR, and I still love that bike, and I've had so much fun on it. But if they made a middleweight that lowered, like they did the 1250 version, that's everything to me. Because I'm so tired of trying to kick my leg over that KLR and in all my gear and boots. It's a bear for me.
It's not easy for me, and being 6'3" and having 36-inch seam.
Right.
I you know, I'm not as young as I used to be either, so I'm not as flexible. But still, you know, in certain terrain, it's hard to get your leg up over that KLR.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. And being 5'8", and then I'm never flat-footed.
No.
You know, when I'm stopped. So, you know, I'm on tiptoes. So it's just that to me, if I was 20 to 35, 40, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even think about it. But last year, a couple times I was like, oh, just you hear me heave. And I get a running start and I whip my leg up over the top of that thing. And I'm gonna pull something. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I can stand flat-footed on it, but it's all I can do. I mean, the seat's in my crotch.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what it's like for you.
That feels good though.
It doesn't hurt.
That's why on your new dirt bike,
is that what this episode's about?
No.
It doesn't matter.
It hasn't got there yet.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get off track.
This is kind of like the old days where we have a topic
sit around.
You know, it takes us 40 minutes to get to it.
Well, topics like this. Well, this was part of the topic.
Kind of.
Yeah. Totally. But there's not a lot of show notes for this one, so we're literally today just a bunch of bikers sitting around trying to catch up on the dirt bike and adventure bike industry. But that's what I worry about your bike. I should have at some point. I want to sit on it. I mean, that thing's got to be pretty high.
Ladder.
That's what I'm saying. Can I even get? So why don't you tell them what you bought? And let's just roll into that a little bit. And since I'm talking about that, because I'm in the market possibly for a dirt bike, but I can't get. How do I do this?
I see like a lot of shorter people, like younger kids and females. They'll just put one, their right foot on the peg and start.
Well, that's how I did it when I was little
and gas it
when I was a boy
and get going. And as they're going, they just throw that left leg up over.
He lumped you in with little kids and females. I don't know if that was on purpose or whatever, but it was fun.
Jackass.
I liked it. It was okay. But
it wasn't on purpose.
But good job.
Yeah, good job. I did do that when I was a boy riding dirt bikes because I couldn't reach shit. I literally, sometimes the neighbor boys would just hold me up and I'd get on the seat. And then once you're going, but don't stop. Because then I'd have to jump off, and I don't want to do that at 50.
It's okay. You bounce back.
But plus, you got to put your foot down sometimes. So that's not very feasible for,
You can lower it.
Okay. I lose suspension travel then.
Well, sure. I don't know. I didn't look at the kids' bikes to see if they're smaller.
Maybe what I'm looking at, I don't know.
No, I didn't look at the, because that, and then in the dirt bike side, the biggest burgeoning market right now is the two-strokes that made a huge comeback.
Really?
And I didn't look at the 250s.
Two-strokes making a comeback?
Oh, huge.
I can't believe they didn't get outlawed already.
Yeah, with EPA
I thought they started cracking down on two-strokes.
They're cleaner. They run better.
No shit.
The only reason I went with a 4-stroke is because the only thing the 2-strokes aren't that great at is putting around.
Right.
So with my daughter, kind of just riding down the road at 30 miles an hour, they're really not that great. But everything else, they're probably superior to the 4-strokes in a ton of ways. They rev lower. They produce torque and horsepower at lower RPMs, which is a huge bonus because you're not just pinned to throttle all the time. So they were TBI. That's not premix, but Husky. At least Husky in 23.
What's TBI? You lost me at TBI.
It has a separate oil tank, and it's a throttle body oil gas injection mix.
Okay. So you're not mixing in the tank, you're injecting it at the throttle body.
Right.
Or mixing it at the throttle body, right?
In 23, Husky went back to a premix is what it's called, premix. So you mix it in a can, pour it in the tank.
Yep.
And so I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know why it's a big deal, but anyway, it is. So that's
do they feel like mixing it at the throttle body, they have better control over exactly how much? Is that why? You know what I mean? Like for emissions?
There was some problems with it.
Okay.
Because, I was talking to
I know
Kevin about
jet ski 2-strokes were doing that back in the day for a long time where it was an oil tank and a gas tank, but you fill both of them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So why is it different with bikes?
It had something to do with them running lean. So when you mix it yourself, then you're always getting a consistent mix. When the computer's trying to mix it,
I'm tracking.
But I don't know if they're sold on that. I don't know if Husky's sold on it. It's brand new. So I'm just speculating.
You can mix it wrong too in the gas jug and go heavy.
And you could fall down and hit your face on a rock.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's lots of problems. But
so it's like
you don't really screw up the mix. But some people did, I guess. Anyway, so the 2-stroke market is huge. And the TBI, the TE, Husqvarna TE 300. T for 2-stroke, E for enduro. 300 is an awesome bike.
I'm looking it up. Husqvarna what?
T Tom E Edward 300.
And is this like for me or
no? It could be. So what I'm saying is I don't know if the TE 250 is a shorter bike or if you can lower it and keep the same shock. So you would have suspension travel on a lower bike. I didn't.
Is that what you're saying this for? The 300?
The smaller.
Because which one did you get?
The FE450.
And we're going to talk about that. I want to know why. But you think I could go with this 300 and why again? Sorry, I was not listening very well because I was pulling it up.
Maybe they're shorter. I don't know.
On the right.
Or because it's a smaller frame. It's a smaller bike.
Smaller bike, smaller motor.
Yep. So the TE 250 is the 250 2-stroke. And I think it's a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter.
Is it cheaper?
Yes. They're like $1,500 cheaper than the comparable 4-strokes.
That's what I mean. This might be more up my alley.
They are awesome. My daughter's still riding and she likes to putt around. So I just didn't go with the 2-stroke.
This is a 2-stroke?
Yep.
The TE 300?
Yep.
From what I'm looking at, the seat height's pretty much the same. It's going to be pretty tall for you. The FE450 is 38.2 inches, lowest seat height available.
Look at the 250.
And the 300, the TE 300 is 38 inches.
They have linkage, so you can
lower them down.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing about linkage is you can buy those dog bones. You can buy longer ones and it'll lower the seat height. So, and you don't lose a ton of suspension travel.
Oh, really? Okay. How much could you bring it down, I wonder?
It looks like 1 to 2 inches is pretty common.
Okay. It's helpful. It's still high.
It's going to get you down to around 36.
I mean, what's your KLR?
34.
34. So it's going to get still 2 inches higher than my KLR.
Yeah, but look, the average dirt bike rider is like 5'9", 160 pounds.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, once you get on it, it drops.
It's
too,
fine.
Right?
Yeah.
But you just got to get on it.
You got to get on it. Well, and, we don't, because we're motors, we don't even think low side foot peg mount.
Right. No.
A lot of guys do that.
Right. Because of that.
Step on the low side foot peg.
Yep.
Right.
So
swing a leg over.
It's doable. There's other bikes. I mean, I went with Husky, but there's some other bikes that are, Kawasaki came out with the KLX that's a lowered version. I can't remember the model number, but it's not in the same category. It's way underpowered compared to these bikes.
There's a TE 252.
Yes.
Let me go back here. Let's
I don't know
look
if
at
there's
that.
a 20.
Can you research that, Matt?
I did, and the seat height's about the same.
About the same. So they're all pretty much the same seat height, just different motors.
Yeah, 37.8 inches on the 250.
That's the one thing I didn't pay any attention to when I bought this bike is because I'm not a midget. I mean, I'm taller.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And heavier, which is why he needs a 450.
That's why I need a bigger spring.
One for me. Yeah, there's the 250. You think that'd be an all right bike for me?
I think you'd love it. You can figure out, you can lower it. I think if you lowered it, you would love it.
250 or 300.
I mean, we're Americans, go big or go home, but you know, I mean, they're not really that far apart. No. They're in horsepower and stuff. They're not far apart.
And it would be a little bit lighter yet, huh?
I think so. I think they're like 10 or 12 pounds lighter than the 450.
Wow. What's the total weight of one of these, like your bike?
Mine's 250.
So mine would be, well, if I got a 250.
Like 238.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There is some weight savings. And it's hard to explain.
This is a 2-stroke, right?
Yep.
Why is the 250, the 250 is more expensive? It's starting. Oh, why does it say?
Because it's in the European page. You have to select the US for Husky.
Well,
their website's not that great. Hey, if anyone from Husqvarna is listening, your website sucks.
Is it at the bottom here?
I have no idea. I've never actually hit the Husky European website. I always hit the US one.
I don't even know how I got that. I just that. Why would the European one come up? Yeah, look at it. It's just that's the one that's coming up for me.
I don't know.
Let's do
Husqvarna USA. See if you get some.
No, HUSQV. Q just Husqvarna. HUSQVARNA.
Google will figure shit out.
There you go.
All right, that's it.
Well, no, that's the lawnmower section. Go down. No. Okay, go down.
They do make a good chainsaw.
They do. I have one.
Husqvarna motorcycles. They do. All right. This is the U.S. site. So we want to look at
look at that mustache.
That's a stash, dude. That guy's
seriously
owning it.
Stash, yeah.
Where's their search? All right,
I'm telling you, their website.
Suck
Go models.
Ass.
Models. Enduro.
2-stroke.
Yep.
And then we can look at the 250. Let's see what a 250 costs in US dollars.
Not euros.
10,899, so 11,000.
Yeah. So maybe the 300 is cheaper a little bit.
Yeah, let's go back and check it. What did your if you don't mind disclosing, what did your 450 come in?
With incentives, it was 10.5.
Wow. So that's just base price. If I can get incentives. So the 300. So we were at
base price on mine was 11.5.
We were at 10.9. Okay, no, never mind. That was European. So it's 11.1. So a couple for $400, something, $300, $400 more for the 300. Okay. It's a sexy looking bike. You brought it over and we got to look at it in the back of your truck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I did bring it
So tell me this, unless you have any questions, Lurch. I'm going to ask you a question and then in a moment you can answer it. The question's going to be why. Yeah, because you looked at a lot of bikes, and I know me and you have looked at a lot of dirt bikes over time. We've been toying with this idea for a while. You still have your KLR650, but the question is going to be, or it is, why out of all the bikes, because I've looked at a lot of Cowies too and stuff, why did you go with the Husqvarna? Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? 03D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. 03D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation that equals less time installing, more time riding. 03D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service, just like us. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Sales at 03D.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. So check out 03D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of 03D products. We'll get them shipped out to you lickety split, and you'll be happy as a clam. Just because clams are freaking happy, apparently. All right. Answer the question, sir, please.
How you switched in and out of that was a little strange. I can't comprehend
the what?
How you just did that. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely happened. It was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty experienced.
Okay,
aren't
so
I?
it's not just me, is it? No.
He was giving you opportunity to think about your answer.
But he seamlessly transitioned to a very well done commercial.
Well, thank you.
He's
And
read
then
it-
right back out of it.
He's,
He's
read it
not
a few
talking
times.
shit about me.
No, he's giving you a compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
I wasn't sure at first.
It's kind of a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, backhanded
yeah.
compliment. Right.
Isn't that the phrase? Backhanded
It's
compliment.
very
All right.
passive
Anyway.
aggressive. Oscar's like, I don't remember the question. I know it's coming.
Objection. Can you repeat the question? I did totally geeked out on this for like a year. Because in the end, I really wasn't ready to pay Husqvarna prices. But here's what I found
Are
out.
they heftier prices than
Oh, yeah.
Cowie?
Yes.
Okay.
So weight was my first priority. That KLX was a good bike, but it was at 305
You
pounds.
had the KLX
300.
300. Yep.
And it was a good bike.
Fun.
It was fun. I had a good time on it. But it was 300 pounds and I felt that weight in a lot of places. So I wanted a lighter bike for sure. Because I want to be able to ride in the sand and the mud and some of that stuff. The weight matters. So then I started looking at like what's out there. And Cowie only had motocross bikes beyond the KLX 300. So they have the KX 450 and 250. And now the new thing is the X versions. So anyway, I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole. Honda has they had the CRF 450R, the CRF 450L.
Who's this?
Honda. The CRF 450RL. And now they have the CRF 450RWE. Anyway,
You memorize that shit.
Oh,
that's
dude.
insanity. Look at that. He's not even reading off it. I swear to God, if you could see us, he has no computer, nothing. He's just rattling the shit off.
Because he's been researching it for over a
geeking.
year.
Yeah. No, this is
his entertainment.
It's great.
It's been neurotic. It's neurotic.
I don't
Just
even
call
go
it
to
what it is.
Google. When I'm ready for a dirt bike, which probably this spring, I don't go to the internet. I go to Oscar.
You don't ask Siri, you ask Oscar.
I ask Oscar. Yes.
If I'm on your
beautiful.
watch, dude, do you want to use my voice for it?
I do. Yeah. No, it's awesome, dude, that you memorize all that stuff. You definitely do your research like you did with generators. Yes. It doesn't matter what it is. If Oscar's going to buy it, he obsesses for months about it to the point where he's not sleeping.
I'm so glad that you're very gentle making fun of me for that way because it's true. I have a problem. Yeah.
We all do in a certain way. Yes. Yes, we all do. We share the problem. Yes. But I like it when you do it for me.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll spend the time. The Honda had some problems with their programming. So the L is heavy. It's almost 300 pounds and the programming kind of sucked. They fixed it, but it's still heavy.
What do you mean by programming?
They had some tuning issues at certain throttle positions. And so the solution was to buy a Vortex ECU, which is expensive. They're like $1,000. It's like, I'm going to buy a bike.
So
for
they did the
$10,000.
Harley thing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're going to build it, but you're going to need to buy this, and this.
I don't think they
That's
knew.
beautiful. Okay.
I think they sent it out and guys were like, this bike sucks at low speeds on this trail. And then Vortex made a ECU and solved the problem. They fixed it. They fixed it for 23, but it's still almost 300 pounds. They have a version of the KLX, the CRF 300L, but it's a KLX. That and the KLX are really, really close in weight, close in power, close in everything.
The KLX, Kawasaki KLX?
The KLX 300 and the CRF 300L.
Okay.
The Honda CRF 300L are really close. So I wasn't going to buy a 300L. But the 450 is heavy.
Weren't we looking at a Honda, me and you? We were looking on Craigslist and finding these ones. You were almost certain you actually made an offer on that one. Or somebody, no, you were going to buy a bike, but somebody bought it out from under you, another deputy. What was that?
It was a 16 KTM and their designators. It was a 2016 XCF 350.
Okay. That's right.
XCF 350.
Yeah. It was what brand?
KTM.
KTM. That's right. Me and you were both looking, and then I started looking at them because you got me all excited about it.
That's what it was. It was.
Okay. All right.
It was actually for another guy. But I told the salesman, hey, if that guy doesn't buy it, I'll buy it. And he ended up buying it. So I ruled out the Honda, although I went back and forth on the Honda quite a bit, but it was heavy. Yamaha has the WR450, but it's like a unicorn.
Which one is this? Sorry, I'm looking and listening.
The Yamaha WR450.
The Yamaha WR450, right?
Totally badass bike.
This is the CRF
300.
That's Honda we're looking at.
That's like my KLX 300. They're really, really close.
Yeah. Okay.
So that one was completely ruled out. I couldn't, the WR450s, like they would kind of come and go on Craigslist. They had a real floor. Like you were going to pay $5,000 for one that was 10 years old. And I could never find them on a dealership lot. Like I just never saw them advertised anywhere. The rumor is that Yamaha does that on purpose. They did it with it. They're doing it with the Tenere, and they do it with the WR to raise prices. They restrict the models.
Make it scarce. So
Yeah, okay.
Intentionally make it. That's just a rumor I kept hearing.
Well, no, a lot of business models run that way.
charge
Yeah,
premium for it.
scarcity makes for people to make bad decisions.
So I couldn't find a WR. It's true, and I think it works.
Kind
And
of like
WR was
toilet
cheaper.
paper.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And those stupid
Scarcity.
blue paper towels.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So I couldn't find a WR450, but they're cheaper. They have a ton of horsepower. They're super light. They're awesome bikes. They just are unicorns. So I would have bought a WR450 had I been able to find one.
A WR450.
It's probably a little more horsepower than I need, but, but
That's a Honda, right?
The Yamaha.
Or sorry, I'm getting confused. Thank God I have you here. Yamaha WR450.
I'm looking at it on my screen. That's a good looking bike.
It's a good looking bike. They have a lot of the same features that my bike does, and they're anywhere from $2,000 to $1,000 cheaper.
Okay. Let me pull up some images here because I got to take a look at. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a good bike.
Yeah. Sexy.
I would have definitely bought one of those had I been able to find one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over the Husky.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
And, okay. So you called all over for that thing or what? How
I just
scarce is this?
I was looking at dealer websites. I was looking at Craigslist. I just couldn't find one. Owens had one like when they were Owens like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. And I was like, oh, it was brand new, 10,000 or whatever. I'm like, it was like, I wasn't back in a dirt bike riding yet. So I'm like, I don't need that. I'm going to hurt myself.
Right.
So,
But why on this, you bought a 450, but you just back then you said you're going to hurt yourself?
no, I'm still going to hurt myself.
Okay. But what I'm saying is,
I don't need that much power, but I have it.
that's okay. Thank you. That's why I was like, how is the Husky 450 any less powerful than the Yami?
No, back then I didn't have anything but the KLR.
Yes, right.
And so I had no frame of reference. No, it is a lot of power. My Husky probably has a little bit less horsepower than the WR.
It's coming in at, yeah?
So
Go ahead, sorry.
it's okay,
Okay.
but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is 10 grand for the Yamaha 450.
Yep.
That we were just talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. You would have bought this.
Yeah.
And how come? Just the price?
Yeah. Price, weight, horsepower.
It's lighter and more horses than the Husky?
I think so. Yes, I think it is still.
Okay.
I looked at like the 21 model, I think was 55 horse or 50 horse. And I think it's 240 pounds. You got this. Oh, maybe Matt can look it up, but that's everything I wanted. I just couldn't find them.
Which one?
That WR450.
There's one right now for sale on Facebook Marketplace in Yakima.
Oh.
2019. They went $9,500 for it, but
See, that's
For an used bike when
Why
you can
would
get a brand new one for 10.
the brand new ones. Yeah, this has it's got a few extras, but not enough to command that extra price.
I was seeing like a 08, 2009. Now they're fuel injected. I didn't want to go carbureted again. So there was some of them that popped up for $4,000 or $5,000 that were 10, 12, 13 years old. And I'm like, I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'll spend a little bit more money and get a newer bike that's fuel injected for sure.
Okay.
So that's a good bike.
But you went with Husky. Yep. Because of that reason. And yeah.
The Husky / KTM aftermarket support is like Harley. There's a ton of stuff for everyone's making stuff. They own
For Husky and KTM?
Yes, they own this market. The
Really?
enduro / everyday Joe wants to ride.
Non-motocross.
Yes, they
Dirt
own
bike.
the market. They have so many models. All Yamaha has is the WR 450, 250. That's all they've got. All Honda has is that 300L and the 450, now the RWE or whatever.
Okay.
All Cowie has is the 300, the KLX. And Suzuki still has the DR, and that's it.
Suzuki sells a DR450,
The DRZ 400 and
DRZ.
the DR 650.
400 and 650.
So the 400 is in the same category as my Husky, but it's 60 pounds heavier with less horse and still carbureted with basic suspension. And then the DR 650 is just like the KLR.
Isn't that what Dustin wants?
Yeah.
One of our friends, Dustin.
He had a couple Husqvarnas when we were kids in high school and just out of high school. He had
I thought he had
Husky
Suzuki's.
He had a Husky 125 and a Husky 250, both 2 strokes. And I think he did have a DR450 later
doesn't
on
he
in
want
life.
that again?
And
For,
now he wants
to adventure
another
ride
one.
with us, maybe.
Yep.
And for an adventure bike, the DRZ 400 is a good lightweight adventure bike, and the DR650 is a good KLR style
Right.
adventure bike.
Suzuki KLR version.
Yeah.
Suzuki's KLR version. Okay.
And a lot of people swear by the DRZ.
Oh, yeah.
It's just heavy. I wanted to go lighter than 300 pounds, not a little bit heavier. I think it's
Right.
315
Okay.
at about 40 horse, but they're great bikes.
They're still carbureted?
I think so. And
Wow.
they're real-
Even in 2023, even Cowie, the KLR, decided to go away from
I
carburetor.
know.
Well,
and basic suspension. Like it's a real basic suspension.
Okay.
I wanted something I could ride in the sand. I can ride in the mud like I did last week, and that I could jump a little bit if I really wanted and still ride.
Are you doing Superman seat grabs and shit, dude?
I will
gotta
be.
film this, dude.
I will be next week.
Are you? I got to film this.
I
dude.
actually, after the seat grab, I
can, dude.
totally I let go because I am so far in the air, I get scared.
Do you do the Superman and let
crash.
go and
Yeah.
you just don't re-grab?
Yeah, yeah.
You just go
'Cause
down with the
I'm
like a
oh,
sack of shit. Oh,
yeah. No, I'm not talking about that kind of jumping. So Husky and KTM were it. The resale value on them is insane.
okay.
So that was a consideration. And then the dealership that I bought the KLX from was going to be awesome trade-in for it. So I'm like, and they sell Husqvarna and Kawasaki. So I'm like, you know what? I'll buy local. He's going to give me a good trade-in for it.
Yeah.
The incentives. So Husky was kind of a no-brainer. It was still expensive, but
So what with incentives was it again?
it was 10.5.
10.5. That's all right.
I mean, that's not bad. It
No.
was 11,649. Like that was the MSRP or whatever. And then Husky had a 4-year, 4%, something else. No payment for 3 months or $1,000 credit. Basically, you could use. I could have bought a coat and something, or I could apply it to the bike.
Okay.
So I just applied to the bike, and
Okay.
yeah,
And it's still fair to say down at the dealership, there's still no bargaining on dirt bikes. It's you pay what they ask. Has that changed at all? Because when you bought your,
It did when you bought this.
yeah. Now, so they have incentives now. So Husky was running incentives, which was nice.
Incentives though, but I'm talking about like when Lurch went down for his KLR a year ago, the market was so bad and there was no bickering on prices. They're like, these are all sold before we even get them. And
No, well, it's more like this.
incentives are different than,
Yeah.
making a deal with a dealer. Like, okay, I like that price, but I want this price. What can you do?
It wasn't so much that because they had a lot of Huskies down there.
Okay.
So when you go into a lot and you see a lot of vehicles,
Right.
yeah, you're like,
You knew right away, yeah.
It's leverage time.
Yeah, right.
They're not selling bikes. Well, what really drove that I didn't haggle was that the used, okay, so the FE450 is reintroduced for 23. It went out in 20. They're producing street models. So they have the FE350, FE501. Now they have the FE350S, which is fully street legal, DOT tires, all the stuff, and the FE501S, fully street legal. So you can't get, so the FE450 now, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Anyway,
It's fine.
You keep it up
That's what
with all
this
these different
episode's
models.
about.
a used 2-year-old FE350, the comparable version of my bike, but a 350, is selling on the used market for $10,000.
Okay.
So
Right.
what's there to haggle over? $1,000.
And yours doesn't have it's a FE450. It doesn't have a designator afterwards. It's
Nope.
just the FE450.
So it's a
if it had an S, it would be completely street legal.
right?
Which
So
explain that why you didn't get completely street legal, because it is going to be street legal, right?
is the EPA listening?
We don't know yet.
Always.
Probably.
They're all over us.
in
We got good
Washington-
attorneys. Don't worry about it.
In Washington State, we can
We do,
modify. We can modify. You can get a modified title if you retrofit a street legal kit to a non-street legal bike.
Come at me again. I heard it. I want to hear it again so I can comprehend it.
You can DOL allowed. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you can make an off-road bike street legal.
Yeah.
And you get the benefits of what an off-road bike gives you, as far as probably emissions and all that kind of stuff.
Emissions, transmission gearing, some other setup stuff.
Gotcha. So
More
if you
power.
bought the street one, it's going to be
Detuned.
Detuned and heavier.
It's not too much heavier, but it is a little bit heavier because I got all the crap on it. But mostly it's detuned with a ton of emissions.
Gotcha.
So I can buy
you can buy the good version,
the off-road
and just
version,
make it street legal.
Yes.
Yep. Very clever.
And there's a distinct difference. So the FE350S is about 32 horse. Mine should be about, I haven't seen the specs yet, probably 45.
Substantial.
It's a big difference.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big difference. And then the FE501's like 40 horse. My buddy's detuned FE501's like 60 horse. So
little tip and trick for y'all out there. Sure. There you go. Yeah. Smart. Would have never thought of it.
But it is not roadworthy, buddy. I'm telling you.
Well, to get to the slab or somewhere close.
That's about it.
That's it.
Like I rode pretty small.
Dude, it is.
Or around town.
Yeah. It is sucks on the road.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the S versions I think are a little bit better. Because I think they add what's in the crankcase that reduces the vibration. What's that called?
Counterbalance.
Yeah. I think they're adding those to the street version to make them more streetable. But like I rode maybe 10 miles in that damn thing on the pavement. And I have to get the DOT knobbies. So these are non-DOT knobbies, but it sucked.
Does that vibrate the shit out of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Just your arms go numb.
I mean, I didn't ride that far, but yeah, they would.
How fast does it go when you're on the street just pegged?
If I pegged it, I would get 0 to 90 in like 3 seconds. But it doesn't go past 90 because the gearing.
Right.
But if I got the street model, I would go 110.
Gotcha.
120.
Okay.
It's great to crash at 120 on a bike like that. It's
right.
It's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it gets, but I think the book says top speed is 92, but first, second, third, fourth are like
right together, huh? Yep. To get up and going.
Because you're
not low end torque.
It's not a motocross track bike, but it's an off-road bike.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep the torque, they keep the gearing spaced way together. So then that was one of the things that the salesman talked to me. He's like, look, emissions aside, the transmission makes a big difference. So I'm glad I did that.
Lurch, you have any follow-up questions right now? I've got some written down. You've been very uninvolved in this conversation. Just FYI.
I don't know that that's true.
Okay.
He's been typing away researching.
Yeah, what are you doing?
As he's talking about models, I'm bringing it up so that I can look at them.
So that you can look and not say anything?
There's just
this is very helpful to the podcast and the conversation.
What's crazy is there's just so many different
a ton
models.
It's insane.
It is insane.
Yeah.
That's why dirt bikes trying to sift through them. I've done this. It's light research, and I always end up calling Oscar or texting him like, dude, what in the hell
it's ridiculous.
Is this and why this? And
I could see taking a year to try to find the perfect one.
It is ridiculous.
Well, when you're a freak, it may take a year.
When you have this massive amount of brain power, is what you're saying.
Lurch, look up at the TV.
Are you searching for the quickest and easiest quick detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father and son team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use a Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. lawabidingbiker.com/store.
Rick Rack!
All right.
Kind of hurt my ears a little bit. It's a little hot in the cans.
What?
All right. So I do want to mention, Oscar, for the audience, that this is definitely the FE450. This is not an adventure bike. This is a dirt bike for the most part.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're not going to do long distance adventure riding. Very limited on this. This isn't a KLR650.
No.
It's a much, much more heavy into the dirt bike side
Dual
of it.
sport versus an adventure bike, right?
It would be. This is the enduro category,
right?
Enduro, like we're crossing a public road, or I'm riding at 5 miles on the Forest Service, and the Husky has a composite subframe. So like there's some companies that make these kind of rack things for the back. But
you're right.
The aftermarket supports almost all motor, that kind of accessory for it. versus the KLR where there's racks and bags
Right.
and top cases and all kinds of.
You can go across the world on a KLR.
You can.
if you're tough, but this thing is not.
Not really.
You're not going to be putting all kinds of tons of gear on it. It's very much more for it
Dirt bike
serves its
stuff.
purpose.
Yes,
Dirt bike
exactly.
stuff.
Yep.
But you can still ride long distance off road and within your tank and your capacities. And all right, so I got a couple questions here for you. Number one, let's say I was interested in the 250 Husky 250 version of this, right? Two-stroke.
The 2-stroke version. This is a 4-stroke.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can license a 250 for street, can you?
I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I didn't really. The 300s you can license.
I don't see any 2-strokes on the road at all, which tells me
I know the 300 you can license because the salesman's
and it's a 2-stroke. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, because I asked him about the 2-stroke emissions, but apparently now I can't comment on the newest bikes, but the TBI bikes, the 2-strokes the modern 2-strokes can meet emissions with the mix, with the computer mix. Apparently they're okay.
And the 300 has the computer mix?
Well, the 22s, 23 went back to premix.
So you're not sure?
I'm not sure. I know. Well, no, because he told me I could license the 300
and it's premix, 2-stroke premix.
No, I was looking at 22s.
Okay, but what if so
I don't know about the 23s.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think you
know
can.
what, Lurch, you have any idea on this? You researching that at all?
I don't. I have no clue. I'll research.
I don't.
Don't get
whatever,
too deep in it. But
Okay.
But see, I don't even have a O2 sensor. So whatever, how are we licensing? It's legit. Those guys do the inspection and they send the paperwork off to DOL. So I'll get a license plate on I don't have a O2 sensor or what's the thing that everyone's stealing?
Catalytic converter.
Catalytic converter. Yeah, I don't have one of those either. So, I mean, other than I have to buy the DOT knobbies. So I didn't read the Washington
to be
law
legal, you're supposed to have DOT knobbies?
Were you supposed to have DOT? Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to have a DOT rated tire. So like
for who's going to check that?
Well, the dealership, they do. They legitimately.
Right. When you take it off the dealership floor, you got to have, I don't understand.
I'm going to take it in and they're going to put the street legal kit on it.
Oh.
And then at that point, I have to make a decision about if they're going to sign the paperwork, then I have to at least buy this DOT tire.
I see. Because they're going to do the paperwork and I'm tracking. Because I was like, who's monitoring this? But after that, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Then
really.
I could anyway. That's what we do with our Harleys.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they do the upfront. So whatever the state law says, I don't know why they couldn't license the 2-stroke.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm seeing with some light research is it just depends on your state and what the requirements are to make them street legal. It doesn't seem that the motor has much to do with it.
It's just funny because I never stopped with 2-stroke.
Tires,
ever.
turn signals, lights.
But you understand that they're only 2-strokes have only been really big in the last 3 or 4 years. And guys are buying them now mostly for hardcore single track. They are not like what we used to ride. Where you're at 15,000 RPMs, full throttle. They're awesome.
No, they're not?
Dude,
I got to look at this.
The power band comes on like at 8,000 RPMs.
Do they sound different?
A little bit. They still sound, you're listening to a 2-stroke, but it's not like that ping we used to.
Really?
It's not like that.
I got to look up some videos. Okay.
It is awesome. They just, the deciding factor was, I asked the salesman, if I want to go take my daughter up into the LT Murray and putt through the LT Murray.
Yep.
He said, the 2-stroke's not going to really be great. No,
or just putting.
Just putting.
Yeah.
He said they surge, the motor surges. It wants to be run. Whereas the 4-stroke, I can putt around at 20 miles an hour or whatever.
Okay.
That was the deciding factor between the 450 and the 300. Otherwise, I probably would have bought the 300.
Really?
Everyone is just loving them for everything, but
might be the one I get, huh?
We're not going to ride much street. So they tractor. Like you can just second, third gear and just clutch through stuff. Which is not
the 4-stroke.
2-stroke.
With a 2-stroke.
2-stroke, dude. The 2-stroke.
That's so weird. Because I grew up with you know what I'm talking about. I have no reference other than that.
I know.
I haven't been around them.
Yeah, I had one. I had a
no
YZ250.
Shit, they completely changed them.
Totally different bike. Yeah.
Wonder what they did to do that.
I don't know. I just was looking at the specs on where the TE300 makes power, And it was the same as my KLX. 8,600 RPMs was where you really hit the power band. Like that's my KLX, the power band was at 8,000 to about 9,100. That's the same. And I'm like, that's awesome. Cause that's a awesome power band. So the 450 power band is a little less manageable. Like when it comes on, it goes. Like the power band hits pretty hard.
Okay.
So that 300 is a good bike. With my daughter, that was it.
Right. So, what do you think about the 250 for me since I'm smaller?
I looked at the 250 versus the 300 and honestly, they're not far apart. I think the 250 would be totally fine.
Okay.
And it's not like these bikes. They just move around.
Right,
you just flick them around and they track
like
better.
Like a BMX, yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Dude, it's so much fun.
With the, my next question is, two strokes, are we still having to rebuild those all the time a lot more? Because that's one of the deciding factors between 4-stroke and 2-stroke, right?
Yeah.
Still the case?
I asked,
redoing rings and stuff?
I asked the salesman about it and he said, functionally, if you're not racing, he said the racing rebuild schedule is about 50 hours, which for you and I would be probably every other year. Mm-hmm. He goes, but functionally for like me, he goes, you probably do a rebuild every 100 hours.
Okay. Just because we're not racing them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We're
So
just
that is
riding through the mountains.
Yep. And that is a consideration. So I looked up there's the kits themselves are like $400. And then, I mean, is the labor really that hard? Probably not.
Right.
But
No, it'd be fun, actually. Kind of fun to dive
good project.
into that. Yeah.
And I'd considered that and I'm like, I don't have a garage where I can leave a bike apart for a week.
You
know
got
what?
one here.
Well, I know.
Can leave it all the time.
I know.
Yeah, mine's sitting out there.
Yeah. That's what this garage is for. The LAB-328
I know.
shop.
That was I really considered it. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to have to rebuild it a little more off. Well, I should never rebuild a 450, but it just came back to like, I'm going to be able to put the 450 around.
Yeah.
When my daughter and I ride together. And so
Totally understand.
I really obsessed over the 300.
And it's priced, why? Just for the extra power? The extra horsies?
On the 450?
Yeah.
No, I wanted the 300.
I know, but but why? I know why you got the 350 to putt around with your daughter, the 4-stroke, but why did you want the 2-stroke over the 4-stroke? Why was that? Because if you weren't putting around.
The power band is better.
Yep.
It's more controllable. You start looking at the 2-strokes and then people love them on the single tracks because the power band they have up 40 horse. So 240 pounds of 40 horse is a good weight ratio, but the power band is different. They're more like tractors than they are race bikes. And so guys love them in the woods because they can just clutch feather through stuff versus my bike I can feel the low end versus the mid and top end. It's got solid mid and top end. So they made up for it with some gearing, but like in first gear, when I hit the throttle hard, it just takes off. It just spins or takes off. So the 2-strokes really are making a huge dent. And if you're on YouTube watching guys, the 2-strokes are showing up in a ton of enduro races and stuff like that because the motor's a little easier, I think, to manage.
Right.
Versus the big bikes.
Okay.
So I really wanted that 300, and it was $1,000 cheaper. The 22s were $1,000 cheaper. So
that 250 is starting to tickle my fancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what that means.
Oh,
my fancy. Not going to tell you where my fancy is.
It's also known as a taint.
Well,
dirty.
Speaking of taints, make sure you treat your taint and your ass with some respect already, Bikeaholics. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured. Hey, excuse me. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around on your seat. Fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen those gall-during vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. And honestly, Oscar, I got a butt buffer on my KLR. If I end up getting that 250, I may just put a butt buffer on that, bro.
Just buff it.
I mean, why not?
For your butt.
Those seats are shite.
They're terrible.
They're just shite, dude.
And they cause chafing.
I can see they cause chafing and definitely irritate the taint.
I've got some irritation right now.
I will.
Thinking about it.
I'll take that same one I have on my KLR. I'll get another one and put it right on there, dude.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
All right.
Americans, damn it.
So the other question I had, which is kind of licensing. So you're getting this kit. As far as we know, because you can license it, that's one of the things why we didn't go full just dirt bike that you can't even license, because you can't ride them on Forest Service roads. You basically have to go to tracks.
Tracks are like BLM, organized area. Yeah, you're stuck in certain areas.
Right.
You're kind of limited.
Where once we slap that plate on it, and that's the other reason. Yeah, we're not planning on riding on the road a lot, but we ride a lot of Forest Service roads, and so that we aren't limited, which I like.
And we can ride from here out to the LT Murray. I mean, what is that, 5 miles?
Oh, yeah, out to Sheep Company. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That's what I mean for where we're riding.
Yeah.
Those kind of day ride stuff would be fun, dude. Yeah. Be fun. You're having a ball on it, huh?
I rode it just...
I only the slab on it. I saw, was that where you were mud and it looked like it was parked on the slab?
Dude, it was so fun. And, you know, the KLX, the front would wash. And granted, I didn't have knobbies and it was kind of basic suspension, but this bike just tracks. And if you need to go right, you just go right. The KLX, I'm not great. Like, I'm an average rider, but the weight, there was some setup for stuff. You couldn't just go wherever. This thing just goes wherever.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Has it put you on your ass yet? Wheelie back?
I saved a hill climb. And I fell back, and I got the thing that scares me is whiskey throttle. You know, I call it whiskey throttle.
Totally, dude.
And it's
I whiskey throttled when I was a boy, multiple times,
and
just landed on my ass.
Full send. Bike's over there. You're over here.
Yep.
And I did the hill climb, and I'm like, wow, oh shit! I wasn't even mid throttle, and I fell back, grabbed the full thing, and the front end came up, and I'm like, this stupid thing's gonna wheelie up the hill, and so I started to come forward, and I touched off a little hump, hit in a full wheelie, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm starting to fall back, and I'm like, well, let go, and then it came back down. It was brutal.
Oh my God.
It has too much power.
Scare the shit out of you?
Yes. It's going to take me a long time to get used to.
Yeah. Were you with anybody?
No.
That's
of course
smart.
Not. Yeah. Good decision.
This was at the slab.
Yeah.
God.
There's no one else out there. I don't care.
Same reason I got a KLR, to save your life. Same reason. Seriously. That's what I told him when I got one. I said, it's only to keep you alive, you jackass. Out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, whiskey throttle on a 450. Man. It was at great. Your age, dude.
I know. It was great, though. Yeah. I'd rather go out that way than to fall down out here.
True.
Yeah.
True.
But out here, you got the chances of somebody getting to you. Up there with back then with no GPS calling device or satellite calling device and that whatnot, you can crash up there and be by yourself and slowly die. Maybe get eaten by bears or cougars or something. You know?
Yeah, that's cool. But I'll fall down out here and be an invalid. Right. You guys will have to wipe my ass all the time.
Cool. And that'll be your story. I just fucking fell on the concrete. Yeah. Slipped on ice.
Just the dumbest thing you can think of.
At least while you're sitting there, you can tell people a cool story.
He basically wants a cool
story. How'd you end up like that? Well, here's the deal. It was a dark and cloudy day. I was on my 450. It was the steepest hill known to man. It was the biggest hill ever.
I was going to take it.
It was huge.
It was absolutely huge.
See, it's already a badass story. And it's not even real. Story. So there we go.
Yeah.
It does. It has a lot of power that I'll get used to it, but it has a lot of power. And I rode the Gas 450 track bike, and I rode an FC, which is Husky's track bike, an FC 450, and I rode a KTM's 250 track bike, an SX, and those things are terrible. Like, you can just clutch start in third gear from a dead stop and still wheelie out. I mean, it's stupid. Those things have so much power.
Where did you do that at?
I got buddies that have them.
Okay.
The slab. Another buddy, there was a place we could ride down on Branch Road that's closed now, but I met him down there and he's like, here, try this.
It's a track bike.
It was this
TC?
SX 250.
Okay.
Was 200 pounds.
Just
and
straight
I think
up
it had
dirt
50,
bike.
It's a track bike. It was like 220 pounds. And had like 53 horse. That's insane.
Wow.
That is insane.
That'll put you on your ass.
It did.
Did you go on your ass on it?
No, but it took off a couple of times. Like, I got whiskey throttle, just a little twitch and it would take off. And I'm like, dude, I can't ride it.
Yep.
And then
back
a guy
in
that
my glory days. Now I need something that can a little bit help me keep myself out of trouble.
Exactly.
That's why we got the KLRs.
And they don't. They are the opposite of whiskey throttle.
Right.
You fall backwards and nothing really happens, and it's fine.
You can just floor it. I love it, dude.
Yeah, I do too. I do
like that.
But the two strokes have a closer, those KLRs in the low gear, like just moving around, they tractor. And that's what those two strokes are supposed to do.
Wow.
So, was that the TC? Oh yeah, that's their track bike.
TC250. I've got it on my screen here. Yeah.
I rode a FC450, the 4-stroke. So Husky's models are pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
F for 4-stroke, T for 2-stroke, and then C for competition. X is the enduro race bike. E is the enduro, which I bought, and ES is the enduro street. So fully street legal. But KTM's, I don't understand all their stuff.
Designators, yeah.
They have a whole, anyway.
Lurch, do you got any questions that you want to follow up on? I mean, we could keep
forever,
going forever.
No, I think this has been a pretty good episode. Looking at my clock.
Yeah. Well, let me do this and we have some follow-up and then we'll take it out of here. So, of course, we love our patron members. We want you to become a patron member. We want to get to know you better. We want to give you all the benefits that you deserve for supporting us. But hey, for whatever reason, if you only want to leave a flat donation, we never buck at a flat donation. We want to thank Peter Hando, John Similero,
sure,
I believe, of, sorry, I messed the music up, Newman, Georgia, substantial donation. Thank you so much, John. It's so much appreciated. And Douglas Emerson, that's right, lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how you do that. Helps put a little fuel on the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
Keep this thing running on down the road.
There you go, guys. Thanks for those flat donations. It is always much appreciated. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Oscar, you're waiting to get this. When's your kit going to be in for the street?
No, I don't know. I don't care.
On full, yeah.
I'm just going to
So right now you're just, pretty much just off-road. Riding it off-road mostly to the slab and stuff like that. So is it pretty muddy down there still?
Yes, it was awesome.
Just slick, huh? Was there much people down there in January, like usual?
Dude, it was beautiful. Sunny and 43 degrees.
Yeah, you picked a good day.
Oh, it was beautiful. They have it actually wasn't bad. There's a spot in the back, and it's like this clay. It's like riding in jelly. I mean, it was terrible. I couldn't steer.
Sounds like fun.
It was not great. But the front half, there were spots where it was dry, tacky, that kind of, wet dirt where you get perfect traction. Yeah, right. And the sand was wet. And
it's not all dusty in your face.
That sucks a lot. Yeah.
Lurch, we'll have to go down there as soon as we get some, I just want a couple weeks of drier weather.
Yeah.
And then we'll get warmed up on the KLRs down there. We'll head down there on a work day or something.
Well, if I got to,
couple hours.
If I got to, boss.
That's an order. I know it's going to be really hard.
Ricky wants to come up with the KLR because I says, why don't we just take all four of them out there and have like a clinic day where we do some downhill and we do some hill climbs.
Yeah, I can benefit from that.
It's a great place. Yeah, we haven't taken Lurch down there yet.
No, your idea of treating me is, hey, we're going to take you on this little easy road. And then I watched the Washington BDR, and they're like, this is very technical right through here, and we've got an easier route to go around. And I'm like, those jackasses took me through that section on my first time. I had 3 miles on my bike, and we went through what Tour Tech and the guys that created the BDR consider technical. And you're telling me it's just an easy gravel road. I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's been years since I've been over that road into Ellensburg, but I remember it being a little rough.
They took a different route around it, huh?
Well, they offer, that's what thing of the BDRs, any of the stuff that's, anything that's difficult, they try to look for alternative routes for riders that are less experienced. They give you options. They give you a route, but a lot of times if there are technical sections, they look to see if there's an easier way to get around it if you have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Ellensburg Pass. Yeah,
Ellensburg's Pass.
Birth by fire, Maddie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was walking.
And he's a better rider because of it. He's a better rider because of it.
I was basically walking it at some points.
There's no easy entry with Law-Abiding Biker Media.
No. We go right to it.
Get in. You're a better rider because of it by the end of the season. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I get it.
First 3 trips, I had it down 4 times. And the first time was that trip. I'm like, I don't know, guys. I don't have my engine, my crash guards in yet. Oh, it's fine. It's just a gravel road. Sure shit. I put it down, scratched, and put a nice little crack in it. But hey,
looks like an adventure bike.
That's
now.
Right. Amen. Gotta get that first one out of the way.
That's right. Awesome, guys. It's been a great episode. We could just keep talking. There's so much. We didn't even get into a lot of the middle weights.
No,
did we?
We didn't.
But
there's
maybe
a ton of that.
We should do another episode, Lurch, and just stick to that. Should we do that?
Yeah, we should.
You know what I mean? Do a separate episode on just not dirt bikes, but just those
middleweight adventure bikes.
Yeah, the battle over midweight adventure bikes. Let's do that.
I'm putting it right now, writing it up.
Nice. What shall we do here? What shall we do for a call to action? We haven't done this for a while. Windshields, guys, don't forget, right in the law-abiding biker store, get the right motorcycle windshield for your particular needs for your street bikes, guys. We've got you covered in the law-abiding biker store with a variety of options from F4 Customs, and of course, we have Clockworks. They're all in there, and of course, we really appreciate. We're the same prices as anybody else, but you know you're supporting a bunch of bikers trying to help bikers, and you know the faces behind the name here. We carry clear end tinted models in every height imaginable. Whether you want pure function, just looks, or something in between, you'll be sure to find the right windshield. And of course, Big Daddy Kane, Goat, us, we're all over there to help you in the store. That's right, Law Abiding Biker Store. Find the perfect windshield and let BDK and Goat get it boxed up and out the door to you guys. That's right, with a little extra wet lurch in the package.
A free good time. A free good time just pops out of that box every time you open it. It's like a unicorn farted and sparkles come out, and there's your free good time.
Nice. Just well said by Lurch.
I'm working on a sticker idea.
Yeah.
One free good time. So I just got to kind of figure out.
We talked about this, didn't we?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Come up with something.
I like it. Don't forget the podcast hotline phone number if you don't want to go to lawabidingbiker.com/contact. If you just want to go old school and leave a voicemail on your phone, like an actual voice message, 509-731-3548. Again, Lab Podcast Hotline, 509-731-3548. Or if you're actually using the Law Abiding Biker app, you can listen right there, and there's a button where you can just hit the button and you'll make a phone call. We would love to see more voicemails coming in here in 2023. All right, guys. Hopefully I didn't clear my voice too much. I tried to do it off the microphone, but...
it's that time of year.
Yep, I'm on a 2-week head cold still, and it hasn't completely gone away. So, yeah. Thanks, Oscar, for chatting about dirt bikes with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's much appreciated. Don't forget, if you're a patron member, this episode, like all episodes, it's just a recorded one, but we are going to upload it within the next couple days right into the back end of your patron account. So you're getting podcasts months before. You can listen right in the Patreon app in the back end. So don't forget about all those benefits we're out.